primary school teachers among the first group of educators to receive laptop computers under the Ministry of Education's e-learning initiative. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Friday, December 11th, 2020, I am Abigail McIntyre. Teachers at the Woburn Methodist School are the first recipients of laptop computers as the Ministry of Education continues its tablet distribution drive under its e-learning initiative in schools island-wide. On Friday, the devices were handed over to the principal and staff at the institution. Rakisha St. Louis tells us more in this report.
During the months of September and October, the Ministry of Education equipped all secondary students and teachers with e-devices. A portion of primary school teachers received the laptops on Friday, with the others carded for distribution in the new school year in January. Education Minister Honorable Emmeline Pear remains optimistic that Grenada will continue to rank high and be on par with international countries with the implementation of e-learning in schools.
I know for many of you it was a challenge. For many of you, you thought this was impossible. And you are still trying, still trying. And I see it all the time. I have a couple teachers in my constituency, and I was looking at them teaching a Zoom lesson, and I said, we still have some more work to do. But I'm confident. The credit we are getting regionally and internationally as a country, as a Ministry of Education. I believe with the distribution of these devices, it's going to aid significantly. Our teachers would be far more equipped, our teachers would be far more motivated, and I want to encourage you, be a model.
Principal of the Woburn Methodist School, Richard Japal, is happy that his school can now fully enjoy the benefits of a blended learning approach. He encouraged his staff to use the devices to improve the educational development of the students in their care.
Any robust educational institution in this modern era who is building on that very important sector in our economy should provide the capacity building of teachers. And today, these devices is doing just that. I expect us to be leading, placing a very good foundation, and at the same time, enhancing our education product here in Grenada, CARICOM, and PG Matnick.
Judy Fraser, grade 6 teacher, is excited about using the new laptop to educate her students. For her, it is a long-awaited experience.
I feel very excited, elated, overjoyed. I think it was long awaiting the primary school to receive the devices. So I'm very happy to receive that HP laptop. It looks state of the art and it looks like it will be able to do all of my work. I love using technology to teach, and everything I do, I try to incorporate technology into it because the children love that. I do PowerPoint in my class. I do that through my teaching, so definitely that laptop will be used continually.
Teachers at the Shantimel Roman Catholic School, Victoria Child Development Center, Victoria School for Special Education, St. David's Roman Catholic School, Bel Air Government, Holy Cross RC, and the St. George's Anglican Senior and Junior Schools also received laptops on Friday. For the National Report, I am Rakisha St. Louis.
Thank you, Rakisha. Climate Resilience Minister Senator Simon Steele commends CARICOM and the United Kingdom on their willingness to address climate change issues within the Caribbean. The CARICOM Secretariat and the Caribbean Community Climate Change Centre, in partnership with the UK government on Friday, hosted what's called a CARICOM Moment of Ambition Summit. Grenada has submitted its second nationally determined contribution to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, which will allow Grenada to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions by 40%. Minister Steele said the new submission will allow Grenada to focus on areas where greenhouse gases are used.
This NDC is much more inclusive than the first one. and includes consideration of youth, children, women, and other vulnerable groups, as well as loss and damage. And I wish to emphasize that the integration of loss and damage is very important to us, as it reflects a significant recognition that adaptation and mitigation action alone are not enough to address climate change. I also want to recognize the assistance that we received from our international consortium of implementing partners organized through the NDC Partnership Climate Action Enhancement Package. As we move into the implementation of the NDC, we expect that this support will continue and intensify, providing us with the human, technological, and financial resources that we will need to achieve the targets that we have set. Our initial estimate is that we will need $1 billion over the next 10 years to successfully implement the NDC.
The Climate Resilience Minister complimented the UK for their strides made on achieving the 2030 target and hopes other countries will get on board.
Without urgent action on emissions, many of us will suffer significant negative impacts, which will make it impossible for us to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. In this respect, I congratulate the United Kingdom on their ambitious 2030 target of 68% below 1990 levels. I thank them for the leadership and hope other large emitting countries will also follow suit. We're encouraged that a number of large emitters have set very ambitious targets for 2050. However, these will only be achieved if we meet the milestones for 2030. So we encourage all countries to come forward with ambitious 2030 targets that we need.
This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. The Grenada Cultural Foundation will incorporate a different approach in hosting this year's Christmas in the Gardens event, taking into consideration protocols established in lieu of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Sir Eric Mathugeri Botanical Garden will only have a display of lights for 2020. Sherma Wells, CEO of the Cultural Foundation, told GIS the beautification of the gardens is in progress and the official switching on of the lights will be held on Sunday, December 13th.
We felt strongly that we needed to continue to keep some presence of the season, especially a visual presence of Christmas and what it means to us traditionally. Lights are important to us as part of our Christian Christmas traditions. Yes, indeed, the beautiful star that came from the east to the wise men. That's the significance of the light. And we felt that it would bring some joy. We felt that it would bring the spirit of the season in a visual way to our people. We're going to be extending the life of the lights in the gardens this year all the way up to the 3rd of January.
Ms. Wells says there will be other activities in place to bring some Christmas joy for 2020.
We plan to have the Comancheros Steel Orchestra on Saturday morning, the Saturday of the 19th, the Saturday before Christmas, through this town of St. George, the town of St. George is starting out from 9 o'clock in the morning. So when you're out there shopping, nice little pan music to flavor the whole atmosphere for you, make you probably shop a little more with a little more, intentions. They're going to travel out through the Carinage down into the Grandlands area, and that is going to be part of our whole Christmas package.
The Cultural Foundation has teamed up with the Royal Grenada Police Force to visit the Queen Elizabeth Children's Home on Friday, December 18th, as part of its plans for spreading holiday cheer. Finally, in the news, Minister for Education, the Honorable Emmeline Pear, says Grenada is getting international recognition for its approach to education and learning in the face of the global pandemic. On Thursday, the minister participated in a regional Education 2030 webinar to promote knowledge and information exchange in response to COVID-19. The online meeting focused on what was done, lessons learned, and how do countries intend to move forward. At the end, it was agreed that each country in the region and internationally saw the pandemic as the opportune time to transform and innovate their education systems. Following the meeting, Minister Pear commended teachers in Grenada for accepting the challenge of incorporating technology in learning. She said whilst Grenada's education system is being recognized globally, there is still a lot to be done.
Grenada has done exceptionally well, and I believe it's because of our collaboration, how we came together. But guess what? We are very far from excellence. Very, very far from excellence. But we are recognized as outstanding. So if we can be outstanding with where we are, you can help me imagine where we can get to and the model that we can be, not just in the region, but internationally.
The Ministry of Education in 2021 will continue to dialogue with counterparts regionally and internationally to assess and implement measures aimed at enhancing the education sector. And that story brings us to the end of the National Report for today, Friday, December 11, 2020. To recap the top story, primary school teachers among the first group of educators to receive laptop computers under the Ministry of Education's e-learning initiative. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Abigail McIntyre. Thank you for viewing, and we'll see you again next time.